Want to know how you should warm up before a game? Then stick around. Hey, I'm Dylan Joseph, soccer trainer, #1 best-selling Amazon author. To learn how to increase your skills, overcome average performances, and boost your soccer self-esteem, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. Stick around to the end of this video to learn the exact soccer-specific moves that you should be stretching before a game. The warm-up is the time before practice or game that you spend warming up your body, and which movements you select to do all depends on the activity you're about to perform. Usually, a warm-up will consist of light cardiovascular exercises as well as some dynamic stretches. Examples of light cardiovascular exercise and dynamic stretches that you can perform before a match or practice is to do jogging in place, some mountain climbers, is to jog, or even walk helps a little bit. You can shake out your arms and legs, and those are all some things that you can do that definitely help. The two most important reasons why you should be warming up before practice or game is so that you can give it 100% right from the beginning whistle, and to prevent injury, to make sure that you can come back to the field every single week and you're not spending months away from the field. The cardiovascular exercises that you perform before a practice or game is to push blood into the muscles, synovial fluids into the joints, to increase your body temperature and to increase your heart rate to make sure you're ready for your performance. Dynamic stretching warms the muscles and actually prepares you for the exact moves that you'll be doing in a practice or game. Your level of intensity should increase as you progress through your warm-up so that it's really close to the level that you'd be using on the field. Just as important as warming up your body to make sure you're ready to go at the beginning whistle, you also want to prevent injury. Having warm muscles prevents acute muscle injuries and those strains that you can potentially get from too much activity with too little warm-up. And can you give this video a like? Substitutes in a game should also continue to either walk or jog along the sideline and do some dynamic stretches if there's a chance that they'll be getting in the game. Given that your goal is to allow your muscles to perform at peak capacity during your practice or game, you don't want to hold any static stretches before your actual practice or game, because those will decrease your body's ability to produce power by up to 10%. According to the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, they actually found that when running a mile, well-trained athletes that had actually done static stretches before the mile were 13 seconds slower than those that did dynamic stretches before the mile, because doing static stretches actually makes it so your muscle now needs more energy in order to perform the same amount of work. Therefore, you'd actually be spending time before a game so that you couldn't use as much power and strength in a game. So make sure those static stretches, such as bending over and touching your toes or pulling your leg behind you to stretch out your quadricep, are things that you only use after a practice or match. In addition to the light cardiovascular movements mentioned earlier in this video, you also want to do some soccer-specific moves. So to get your leg ready to work with the ball, what you can do is actually start off passing the ball, then lightly striking the ball, then doing those full body, full-legged shots. Any movement you do, you want to start with the easiest version of the move and then work up to harder movements that become more game-like. You would never want to have a full sprint to be the first thing that you do in your warm-up. Instead, you'd want to walk a little bit, get some jogging in, then some short 5-yard sprints before you actually did any real sprinting. The general rule of thumb is you want to warm up for at least 15 minutes before a game or practice. The older you get, the more prone you are to injuries, so you'll want to warm up for even longer to prevent those injuries to your body. Do this 15-minute soccer warm-up prior to your next practice or game. 1. Juggle the ball for 2 minutes. 2. Light jog for a minute. 3. Medium pace jog for a minute. 4. Short distance 5-yard sprints. Do 6 in 1 minute. 5. Jumping jacks for a minute. 6. Pass the ball with a wall or teammate for 2 minutes. 7. Cross the ball to a teammate for 2 minutes. 8. Shoot into a net with a rolling ball for about 2 minutes. 9. Perform a jab step or a body feint and then shoot for about 2 minutes. And then 10. Work on some self passes, which are also called the Iniesta or the L, for 1 minute. As you can see, this warm-up goes from light activity to intense activity, and it all emphasizes things that you'll actually be using in a game. To get faster, stronger, and more flexible for your soccer performances on the field, make sure to grab Soccer Fitness using the link in the description below. So be sure to subscribe to avoid missing that next weekly video on what you should eat before a game. And click here for the video on Cristiano Ronaldo's workout plan.